Welcome back to Factorio Seablock, and it's coming daytime, which is a good thing. I've extended our steam engines, but steam engines is not the good thing. This is the good thing. So we've now got 50 solar panels, and during the daytime they have a really good effect. So you can see here at the moment they're still powering up. This is the last 5 seconds. You can see it's growing, but if we switch to an hourly view, you'll see what's happening is that we're already producing more power than our wind turbines with 50 solar panels versus 120 of these. A slightly smaller amount of land as well, but also no animations going on, just passively producing power. And you can see, obviously, whenever the orange, the solar panel, dips during the night, the steam engines make up for it. And we've got enough of those. You can see last night it dipped, but it grew, but it didn't max out. So I think we're pretty much okay so far with our power requirements. So I've not enabled this last set of steam engines. We don't need them just yet. And we've got lots of nice fuel building up. I'll just take another couple of hundred there. Be fine. And now we've got to look at this episode on what we're going to do with all of that power. Well, first of all, everything is running just fine. I've installed a bottleneck mod so you can see what's going on a little bit easier, at least for you guys. If everything's green, it means the machine is going at full speed. You know, basically nothing's blocked at all. Everything is as good as it could be. If it's yellow, it means its output is blocked. And if it's red, it means it doesn't have enough ingredients yet, i.e. you need to speed up what's going into it. So you can see occasionally these are going yellow, but it doesn't matter if they go yellow occasionally. However, you see they also go red occasionally. And that's just because they don't have enough of this green algae coming in. We've got 18 algae farms now. Which is quite a lot, I have to admit, but we haven't got a fully compressed belt, and these are capable of producing fully, compressed belts if we get enough ingredients into them. I've occasionally put in a blue inserter here just to speed up one or two of the machines. All these have been upgraded to tier 2s, and again, down near the furnaces, we're producing charcoal as much as we can, which is producing our power. To get onto the next sort of, if you like, tech level, we need to get Mark II algae farms. I've done the research ahead of time, Mark II, and some of that's okay. Steel pipe, that will be quite expensive for us to do, but it's still fine. But we don't have clay bricks at all, in fact. And that's something that is a common factor all over the place. So if I go for a washing plant, Mark II, clay bricks. If we go for an electrolyzer, we've not got the Mark II yet, but that also needs clay bricks. Trust me on that one. So we've got to build something to make clay bricks. So instead of ripping up this washing plant, which is where you get clay from, you get from washing plants, I've created out an entirely parallel set of washing plants, and these have a space in between them. That's going to be important in a minute. So when you set this up, do put a space in between them. Technically, we could rip that out later. Because they both produce the same things. We're not altering the sort of recipes that these are running. We're just going to add on an extra set of machines to the side of them. So technically they can both do the same job. They both supply saline water. That's over to the brown algae farm. And is it hydrogen sulfide? Yeah. So I've hooked up hydrogen sulfide from this first one, and it goes back into the same system, which will just increase the amount of sulfur we get over time. Water, I'm running down this side. It's going to be quite important. And then we've got our products. This isn't going anywhere. This isn't going anywhere. We are removing the mud, and everything else is going through the process down here to the very end to the saline water. And I'm just clarifying it to keep everything going. More importantly, that gives me a constant source of mud in addition to the mud that we get from up there. But that's not what we're going to be doing this episode. We're going to be adding some more stuff onto that. So let's get that going. We want 3 more washing plants, like that, I want to say. Is that going to be good enough? Let's give this a go. So from the first one, I think we want clay, then we want limestone, then we want sand, I want to say. Interesting, and we have to rotate those. Okay, so the output from here is the same as the input from here. And you'll see they all water, which is one of the this is the main reason why we have this gap in between our washing plants. And then I need to just build a couple more pipes. Won't take it very long. There we go. Water, water, and water. we're also going to need a bit of power. Let's put it this side. Yeah, let's put it this side just so we got a bit more range in case we want some inserters out here. And now we're producing clay, limestone, and sand. So let's take a look at what the recipe is for clay bricks, shall we? So we want the unburnt clay brick, clay, sand, and lime. We don't have lime yet, but we do have sand and clay. Lime comes from limestone, which is what we are producing, and that's going to turn into lime and carbon dioxide, and any excess carbon dioxide that we can get is a good thing. So we're probably going to want to send that back all the way up here and feed into our carbon dioxide sort of system here. That doesn't look like it's going to be easy to get the carbon dioxide. Well, sort of. We can sort of play around with that a little bit just by going to a fast inserter here. And then I guess I could just put a underground belt in here, and then I guess I could feed in, yeah, something like that. As long as we can get it to here, we can feed it into this system. This system is maxed at the moment because I've put 4 of these in. But if we get even more carbon dioxide, we shouldn't need as much stuff from these, so we could potentially take one of those out, saving a bit of power. However, in the meantime, let's head back down here. So how are we producing that limestone? Clay, lime, it's in a blast furnace. So let's make one of those. Whoops, blast furnace. Basic circuit board and steel plate, and it needs a fair amount of steel plate, so let's just put a couple of hundred on smelt. And then on the other side, let's just get some basic circuit boards. I've cut this off from the electronic circuit thing because I will do that between the episodes. The main reason I use electronic circuits is just to make more and more solar panels at the moment. Just keep on doing that. Just pour. It mainly is a drawing on your copper. It takes all of your copper to actually do this. So if you can put in extra machines to produce more copper, feel free to. For example, what we could do is we could... that's a good point, actually. We could change this to produce stereotyte. Okay, change this to crushed stereotyte, this to process that, and then that should produce us more copper than iron, which means we can change this one to copper, and then that will rebalance everything. So now I'm going to get less iron than copper, but that is generally okay. You can see I'm getting an excess of iron in my inventory anyway. This copper, it looks like it's getting excess, but it's not, because so much of it is actually needed for the research down here. You'll see all these are red. So this one requires lead. That's a simple one. This one is going to require that one, so that will go through. It's going to require basic circuit boards. Yeah, nothing I'm going to do about that. This one needs copper as well. This one needs iron. I'm not just putting an automatic thing in here just because I don't want this to be a permanent thing. This single science lab is okay, but later on, once we've got a much larger size of processing, let's fill that up. We're going to remove that entirely and have a proper science setup. But we're going to need a lot more ore to be able to do that, and we can't do it just yet. So now I guess we should set up that blast furnace. Did I make one? Not blast. I needed steel plate. You finished yet? 10. I just need 2 more. Let's see if we can process the rest. So where do we actually make the brick itself? The unburned clay brick is in a blue assembly machine at minimum, so we're going to need one of those. That's fine. And cement processing, and then we can turn that into regular clay brick in a furnace, which I probably already have somewhere, don't I? Let's just make a furnace then. All right, so we're going to want to feed in. This is the one that we're going to have the extra processing in. So the top and the bottom we're going to need to feed in somehow. Let's just do that on a belt, shall we? Yeah. And we can just use either side of the belt without too much of a problem. So if we put one there, and let's just set you to the opposite offset because I've done the near inserters. research now. Just make sure that's included there. And then we'll just put a regular one on this side. We're just going to need a bit of power. Other than, in fact, let's just move it so it doesn't need a bit of power. There we go. So we're going to get sand. We're going to get clay. Is that clay? Yeah, clay. And that will go into a machine. This side, let's just put an underground belt. Oil processing is finished. We'll come on to what that enables soon. But first of all, let's just make sure all of that goes underground, which will work fine. Is that steel finished yet? This is out of fuel. I don't entirely need much fuel in there, but a little bit will get started. 15, yeah, I think that was enough, wasn't it? Blast furnace. It is. Okay. So again, unlike a normal blast furnace, I assume this isn't going to need induction smelter or anything like that. So having that available will be good. Let's. Oh, that's a little bit too large. Will that actually go one further? I don't think it will. No. That's unfortunate. I mean, there's no problem there. It just means I need to space things out a little bit more. And oops, that will still work. I just need more landfill. So let's just increase the amount of land we've got. Probably around, yeah, let's just fill all this out, shall we? There we go. And then we can put our blast furnace back down. Let's put it there for now. And we want to say lime. Would be fine. In fact, let's put it one further away, and just for one reason only, which is that we can then use an inserter with its extended mode. Lime. It's going to need fuel, which we've got plenty of. And now we can just put something here, like this, and extend its pickup and drop off, and you'll see it goes between the two. In fact, I don't know how fast that's going to be. Is that going to bottleneck? Doesn't look like it. We're then going to feed carbon dioxide out of here, so maybe we put it that way. Yeah, that seems reasonable. And then we can then put another belt, something like here. And then our regular inserter. And just put stuff from the lime. Whoops, that's the wrong way around. Drop, pick up. There we go. So now we get our lime. We've got the assembly machine 2, so we can grab that. Maybe leave a gap, not sure. Let's put it there. And then we're going to want... Yeah, do I want a fast inserter? Probably not. We probably should be fine with this. And we want our brick. And then our furnace is going to go above that. So we're going to have 2 here, and then another inserter. There we go. Let's just put the rest of that charcoal in there. I don't need to be too specific. And we're going to need, whoops, I don't want another burner inserter. I do want some more power poles though. Oh, it's going to take a while. Okay. Let me just try and rob one from somewhere. Sure, we don't need a power pole in everything around here. Probably have. Probably been really, really efficient and not crossed over anywhere. No. No, looks like we'll have to wait. That's fine. So, are you producing yet? No, because I need to set you to grab from further away. And that will be fine. Yeah, that's all working. Let's grab the clay now. Probably should move this up actually, because it's, or at least cut that off there like that. Yeah, at least is the minimum. And now, if I just grab these, we should just be able to start making proper clay bricks, which we can then box up. After all this is finished crafting. Okay, all of that's now done, and I just switched to direct insert rather than going onto a belt, because I'm not going to need mass quantities of this, and it's already produced hundreds of bricks, so that's not something we're going to be short of. So that just makes everything much simpler. We've just got regular inserters going through here, just right angle here, just to keep things nice. And on here we've got an output which is carbon dioxide, so I've run a pipe all the way up here. And at the top here I've put an overflow valve, so it can't go back this way. And on this side I put an underflow valve. Now, I think an underflow valve, if I remember rightly, if this side, the outside the arrow is pointing to, i.e. our ores, is below a certain amount, it'll open up and let more through. That should mean that these, when they're not needed, will shut down. They won't try and override our carbon dioxide coming from the bottom here. What we may well do, however, though, is take that overflow non-return valve, I should say. It's same as the one-way valve. That's the default vanilla stuff, but just the extended versions in from Angel's Petrochemical. I might remove that, and then because we're going to need carbon dioxide down here anyway in a short while. I'll show you for why in a second. But for now, this just keeps everything going. Make sure this doesn't back up and block this output, which is you know what we be a little bit concerned with, but not too much. We've already made a lot of clay bricks. So now we need to move on to look at oil and gas. Now, unlike in vanilla Factorio, oil and gas are quite different because we don't have any oil patches. If I look for, yeah, let's go backwards. Let's go from what we want to get. One of the reasons I want it is to change up from carbon, which is what we're currently feeding into our steam engines, up to solid fuel. Now, solid fuel is fuel value. Let's just actually look through. Where do I want to? Do I want to do it through here? No. I want to go through here. Okay, so solid fuel's value is 25 megajoules for just 1 and 2 there. That's 50 megajoules from 5. So 10 times increase from charcoal. Now, charcoal already makes other things. So, for example, we could just look through what its recipes are. We want the charcoal pellet. That goes from 5 charcoal, which is 5, so it's 25 worth, into 30 worth. So that's a slight increase, but not an amazing increase, to be honest. Let's just have a look. There is another one in here. Yeah, so we could take charcoal, go to carbon. This is what we're currently doing. What we're currently doing is taking 10 megajoules and turning it into 18 megajoules. So that's a nice increase, but not as much as the solid fuel one is. So let's just grab you. So it doesn't matter how we're producing it, but we're taking 10, going to 50. So much, much better. Now, we don't have this one yet. This requires gas processing, which is what we're currently researching. And that requires methane, among other things. And we need to go back through to get that. So methane we get from natural gas liquids. I don't think we'll have much more. Yeah, we need gas processing for that. Natural gas liquids goes from raw gas. Raw gas comes from multi-phase oil. So we're going to need multi-phase oil. We can also go up through crude oil. So if we go through crude oil, we can go and turn that into fuel oil and naphtha. And I don't know if you saw the recipes, but we can also combine carbon with those and turn it into solid fuel as well. Hopefully solid fuel has worked just fine in these steam engines, but that of course will make the whole system much more efficient and run on essentially much less items, which means, you know, we have a lot more on a belt in terms of energy supply, which will be good. So to get that going, we have to look at oil and gas. We have to look at getting multi-phase oil. That's the first step. We also get some sulfuric waste water and some carbon dioxide. Good, because we can output both of those. Carbon dioxide can go into the system, and we've got sulfuric waste water right here, which is being clarified at the moment, which is just voided essentially. That means we need to get blue cellulose fiber. So it's much like our cellulose fiber we're getting from over here, but blue. We're also going to need some steam, so we're going to need a steam engine of some kind, and that's fine. But that comes from blue algae, again in one of our chemical plants. Blue algae is going to come through another algae farm. Mark 1 or Mark 2, doesn't much matter. And that takes sulfuric wastewater and carbon dioxide. So we're going to start off with these two. And at the end of the process, we're also going to get some of this too, which we want to feed into a loop to make this more efficient. So we want that going. And to start off all of that, well, algae farms take up so much room. But we have carbon dioxide here, which we can feed back through. And we have sulfuric wastewater here. So let's just build an algae farm or two. Unless I already have any. I don't think I have any. What are you missing? Basic circuit boards. Up there. Yeah, 44 of them. Good. Algae farm. Let's make a couple. I'm not going to go for the Mark IIs yet, which requires so much steel pipe, and I want to reserve that for our main green algae farms over there. Let's grab this first one. There we go. And let's see where the inputs are. If I choose blue algae, where are you going to put inputs? So, yeah, here's our sulfuric wastewater. We're going to need carbon dioxide. I'm probably running it this way or this sort of way, something like that. Yeah, so let's just put a couple more pipes on build. And then what I think we'll do is just grab you, move you to here, then we should have room to get some going this way. I'm going to need more pipe to grounds. And hopefully we'll be able to feed it underneath here. We can also go underground belt if we can't. So let's pick you up and move you somewhere more suitable. So we want it something like this. Maybe there. Let's pick that again, so blue algae. And we'll get the pipe to grounds for that. On this side we'll feed in carbon dioxide, which we'll bring round. So we're going to want an underground belt there as well, aren't we? That won't take very long. So here we go, sulfuric wastewater. That's that system sorted. This side you're not going to stretch quite far enough, so let's just go an underground belt here. And then we're going to need a couple more of you. There we go. And sorted, I think. Not everything's hooked up just yet. There you are. You should be connected now. Why are you not getting any carbon dioxide? Oh, that's a pipe to ground. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do it. We need to go on. Well, let's just actually fix it that way. Me being stupid. It's not a new occurrence. There we go. So let's just put in some sort of power for this. There we go. And finally, our two inputs. Great. So that's going to create blue algae. And let's just follow that chain. So blue algae. Sometimes it has problems with 2 words, or it's case sensitive or something maybe, I don't know. Blue algae into blue cellulose fiber, that's going to go through a chemical plant, which is fine. And then from there, we're going to go into multi-phase oil. And that again is an oil refinery. An oil refinery is quite a large building, so we may have to feed this out somewhere else. Maybe put an oil refinery down here or something. What does it take to build an oil refinery though? Oil. Where's my oil refinery? There it is. Lots of circuits, steel plates. It's mainly the circuits that's the expensive part there. Not too bothered otherwise. And you can see our copper production is quite good. I've got 200 copper in here. I need to actually make sure this doesn't stop. So let's just put 100 in there. That's fine for now. That's fine for now. Yeah, that should start up just fine. And make sure I keep grabbing more fuel from up here somewhere. As you can see, it's still building up even when I snatch a large amount of fuel out of it like that. And let's put the rest in those 3. There we go. Okay, so where was I? Oil refinery. Yep, still a huge building we expect. So something like this kind of line. We're going to need a lot more land, of course, but let's just put it here for now. And let's just say we want the multi-phase oil recipe. We want that. They want that one. Yeah. So we're going to need steam. Steam should be straightforward to acquire, and then we will get some sulfuric wastewater and carbon dioxide back out. So we need to feed those back out. So which way do I want to put this? We're going to get solid stuff out, so I'm going to want to face it down, I think, more than anything else. At least if I only want one. Let's put it there for now. Choose this recipe. And now we're going to feed these 2 back over this way. So that will do just fine. Usual sort of setup for outputting from an oil refinery. Let's just build some pipes. And 1, 2, 3 should do us just fine. And then we can go this direction. And then the third one is our actual output that we want. So we don't have to care about anything else. Let's just put you... Is that lined up? Yeah, it is lined up. So we want to go there. And then we can feed it back into this. So I'm going to go and put all those rest of that pipe work down. I'm not going to put it on camera. And we'll come back once we've got some kind of setup. Here we are. We've got this taking our outputs from our oil refinery. And I've moved the underflow valve from all the way up here to here. So now what's going to happen is if it can use the outputs from this, it will do. Otherwise, it's going to pull from this system, i.e. this. Otherwise, because there's an underflow valve up here as well, it's going to pull from our main system. We want that to be sort of last. We'll use the other byproducts before we'll actually burn charcoal to actually make carbon dioxide. And that seems to be working just fine. So that is straightforward, I think. And then back down here, let's go through and look at this. So the two other outputs that we don't need are coming out. The third one I need to tank up. I'm going to do that shortly. But then it's going straight into a direct insert into a chemical plant, which is producing blue cellulose, which is going straight to here. Again, I will re-optimize this when we figure out exactly how much oil I'm going to need. We can always scale this thing up. So we have things in the general right area. And do I have enough for a tank? Because I've switched everything to stirritite now. Excuse me. It'll depend whether... yeah, it'll depend whether I get enough iron out of this now. I'm short on iron. I'm short on copper before. So yeah, I may need to sort of bulk up our ore generation. At the moment, that's happening via these two chemical plants. They're coming from the slag, which is coming from these electrolyzers. So once we get to electrolyzer Mark IIs, let me just see where you get electrolyzer Mark IIs. Electrolyzer Mark IIs is Advanced Chemistry 1. Okay, what's in Advanced Chemistry 1? 3.1. It's sometimes hard to find these particular things. That's Advanced Chemistry 4, so it's going to be before that. 2.1. So there we are. We just need gas processing, which is what we're doing next. So then we'll be able to get Advanced Chemistry 1, which will get us the electrolyzer Mark II, the Advanced Chemical Plant. Is that a faster chemical plant? Doesn't seem faster. I think our current one is 1.5 or 1.75, but maybe it's got other recipes. A liquefier Mark II, that's much faster, so that's possible that we could use that instead. And green metal catalysts. So there's some other synthesis that we can do. So we can produce methanol and formaldehyde. Okay, fine. So let's just sort this last bit out, and then we should be able to finish the episode because it's coming up to time. I just want a tank, don't I? Just to store this for the time. We need 39 iron pipes. How many can I make? Iron pipes? 43. Can I make a tank now? I can, good. This is a large tank, I think, rather than the vanilla tanks. Vanilla tanks are here. That holds 25,000. There's a small inline tank that can hold 20,000, but this one holds 80, so much better to actually to make these, I think, because we're going to want this multi-phase oil, so I want a lot of it as a nice buffer, I think. And then we're going to have to just build further down. Oh, more biters down there. To take a little bit of care when I build out this thing, but otherwise we're fine. Where did that tank go? There it is. So it looks fairly similar to the default tanks you expect. I'm just going to put it, I want to probably space it out a little bit more, just in case. Let's put it here. And I'm just going to connect it with copper pipe for now. There we go. So this should start running any second. It is. All of its outputs are clear. It just needs a much faster input, I think. Let's just switch you to this. There you go. So even so, it may need a couple there. Let's just put... something like that, and then just put another one in. There we go. They should feed that in faster than it can actually produce, and it's green. So our outputs are going around, back in. and everything should be good. So we're getting multi-phase oil now. How fast is that filling up? It's pretty slow, but that's okay. That's full speed for one refinery. And as you can see now, this can't supply the blue stuff fast enough. This is probably going to drain as well. Eventually this will all catch up and it'll be based on the speed of this algae farm, which is what we may need to bulk up, but we'll do that in another episode once I figure out how many I need. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. We've got quite a bit done. We've got clay bricks now, which enables the next set of technology. We've got blue algae, which enables essentially oil and probably gas as well, because once gas processing comes up, we'll be able to do stuff. Here it is. We get the gas refinery, we get petrochemical gas tanks, in addition to what we currently have, and then we get the solid fuel recipes for methane, and we can go through fractioning from natural gas liquids. That may be next episode, maybe the one after, not quite so sure just yet. But do let me know in the comments if you've seen anything here, you want to make any suggestions. Got quite a few good ones already. And of course, feel free to like, subscribe, and share as you normally would. But as always, guys, thanks for watching.